Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another tournament stream. Well, standard disclaimer as per usual the last couple of days. It's warm here, very warm, and I've got my balcony door open, so you might hear traffic noises at some point. But yeah, aside from that, we are going to just enjoy the epic matches that we'll no doubt got in store for you. Today we are streaming the Last Chance tournament. That basically means that there are 4 teams that still have a chance of reaching the top 8, sorry. And that would be these teams. We have Synergy, I think. Actually should have checked this beforehand. Serenity, Phoenix, and Raid. I'm just gonna have a quick look to make sure that I'm looking at Synergy. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Synergy, Serenity, Phoenix, and Raid are all basically have a chance of reaching the top 8. 2 of these teams will actually make it through. And yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very glad that Wargaming is doing this to start with. And I'm really hoping that we get to see some epic matches and sort of get the feeling of, yes, they definitely deserve to be top 8. Kind of that kind of thing. So yeah, now we're just going to wait for the matches. Of course, with the groups that we had in the EU, basically that meant that we had like 2 spots. We only had 6 groups for the final day of the qualifiers, and basically there was some discussion as to which teams would make it then if they just went sort of like with choosing then. Or whether or not they should do something like this. And I'm really glad that they did something like this, because it's kind of like you've earned, well, it's not that they wouldn't have earned it if they had gotten it as runners-up, but like now they will have definitely earned it, so to speak. I'm hoping making any sense, to be honest. Heat might be getting to me. Anyhow, we're just going to enjoy some epic matches. We are under 3 minutes now. There's a 3-minute delay on the stream. That's also why I'm basically just like not entering the room before then. And yeah, now we just have to wait for everyone to ready up and for the matches to begin. 2.5 minutes left to go for that, and that is plenty of time. So let's see. We see an E100. Would be curious to see if they actually take that, or if it's just like we're not certain yet, we're still changing things around. We haven't seen many super heavy tanks. A few VKs here and there, but not an E100, I think. Loads of Type 71s, that is no surprise, we see loads of those. Serenity also taking some Kranwagens. And a Sheridan. Whereas we have Synergy, Serenity, those names are pretty similar. I'm probably going to trip over them at some point. Aww. Hey, Immortal. Hello, everyone, of course. Basically, Immortal Fighter X is one of those people. He's just like really, really positive. He literally just sends me a message just to wish me a good day. Nothing other than that, just good day. And this is really nice. It's nice to have positivity like that. Anyhow, we have Synergy ready with 1 AMX-50B. We see 4 Type 71s a Sheridan and that E100 versus 4 Type 71s, 2 Kranwagens and a Sheridan. So that's going to be interesting. Also, I mean, I've not really been paying. I've explained all the changes in Tier 10 on my open test streams and all, but my memory is absolute shite, so I haven't been able to keep track of all of it. And I've actually like realized yesterday that the 121B actually has like the surreal speed boost, which is like nuts. But it also kind of explains why we've been seeing it in tours. Haven't really been paying attention to it actually being used there, but it kind of gives you a quick out or a quick possibility to get somewhere fast and everything. But yeah, the only downside of this is it's only a best of 3. So that basically means the first team to win 2 games is through to the upper bracket. That is, being said though, it is double elimination. So if you lose one matchup, you're not out completely yet. So, 12 seconds left to go. I'm actually like, I'm not playing, but I'm so like, not stressed, but I'm like tense. Kind of the same feeling like before big tests or something, even though I'm not playing. That's probably kind of stupid to be honest, but still. And here we go into the first game on Oasis Palms. So many Type 71s everywhere. If you're wondering what the meta is, that's basically it. We have some tanks, other tanks here and there, but overall, it's really just a Type 71. Let's see. We have Synergy focusing on the city side. Serenity pretty much doing the same thing. Both Sheridans heading into the desert, spotting each other, shooting at each other, missing each other, no damage done. Vase is there too though. And he is capturing the base. And he might get a cheeky shot in there. And he does. First blood has been drawn, A is being taken, C is being taken, Sheridan is hightailing it out of there. Still spotted there though, but now in safety. Base B will probably be contested. We have Synergy holding in the middle. Face getting shot, the rest of Serenity mostly in the desert. The Kranwagens holding. Rest of Serenity has not been spotted, but it is a bit tricky this way, to be honest. Because they will have to recap B, well, decap B if Synergy decides to push for it. Synergy stacking their tanks and back towards their spawn. But not leaving places all too unprotected, and with Spitfires having been spotted, they know that there's tanks there as well. And we have V cruising around, probably going to try together with Gagami, or maybe not, trying to get a spot in. They do spot Spitfires, but he's just content to hold. And on the other side we have Serenity now moving, but the Silva has now been spotted, so they've lost the element of surprise. Bounce is happening. And now Verbon is not spotted yet, but Adrianito has been. Now he has been. Quite some bounces happening there. Jeez, getting hit there. Spitfire is losing a bit of HP. V getting hit. The Silva losing a bit of HP. Getting in each other's way a little bit. We have the Sheridan in the desert to provide cover fire. But overall, this basically the teams are quite stacked. Oof, that bounce on the AMX though. And now we have Synergy moving in. And their primary target is Da Silva. They're shooting him from pretty much every direction. And he's not going to last long. They are trying to protect him, but he is the first gun gone. V is not looking too healthy either. But Serenity seems a bit lost right now. They're a bit all over the place. Focus fire and group, basically both Sheridans have been taken out at the same time. Adrianito is almost gone, is not going to reload it again. Vase has been taken out as well. It is 3 versus 6, and that's gonna feel really good for Synergy here. Serenity is just not being able to get their footing. Playmaker does take out another guy, but Verbon is almost gone as well. He is going to get another shot in, but then he's going to die. Base B is being kept, but the point difference is quite large, as is the HP and gun advantage, or disadvantage I should say. That name though, honestly. Spitfire's taking more damage there, using the rock to try and hide himself and protect himself just a little bit more, but it's not going to do too much good, especially not when that shot bounces. Base A will be kept, or maybe not, because he actually gets reset. but it's not going to be enough. We're already at 975 points for Synergy. If they finish capping base B, they will have gotten this match pretty quickly. He left the cap and then went back in it. But now, no gain, no pain, has reloaded, and they're going to basically sandwich Playmaker here. And there we go. First game is for Synergy. Kind of surprised that, to be honest, not that God, stupid game. Not that Synergy isn't a great clan, but more of like, I've never seen Serenity just be this lost. I'm not sure what they were expecting to happen, but definitely not what actually happened. Let's see. 1 minute and 20 seconds left before we go into the second game. Pressure is on now for Serenity. They have to win the next two in order to go through to the upper bracket. And we see them take 6 Type 71s and 1 Sheridan now. And on the other side we see potentially 2 Sheridans, not entirely certain, they might change. We see Yo appearing, or maybe not. They seem a bit uncertain what to take, but we see 1 AMX, 4 Type 71s, 1 Sheridan, and let's see. It's an IS-4 in the end. Or maybe not. It's a Concept 1B. He's changing tanks a bit quite quickly there, but we'll see what happens. And to be fair, all the choices that he's chosen are lovely tanks. 2 AMXs, 3 Type 71s, 1 IS-4 and a Sheridan with 17 seconds left to spare. And let's have a look. Here we go with the countdown. Again though, it is a double elimination, so whatever happens, whoever loses this matchup still has a chance to get back up there. And let's see, here we go. Second match on Oasis Palms. Kind of surprised they went for a best of 3 though. I mean, it is last chance, but still. I kind of would have preferred best of 5. Synergy again heading for the middle. And now we have all of Serenity doing the same thing. Leaving V alone in the desert. With Anya on. Heading more towards the middle, going for a spotty spot. The Silva has been spotted, so has Fabon. Base B is being kept by 2. They might get away with it too, because they're not being decapped fast enough. They actually did get away with it. V losing quite a bit of HP there. Shots being fired. Spitfire's losing a little bit of HP. Base A now being kept. Oof. Anya on losing quite some HP, but so does V. Anya on is probably going to get chased now by the AMX as well though, so he's in trouble. True Positive has lost quite some HP as well. Anya on running away. And we have several clusters going on. We have one cluster over there with way too many tanks. True Positive and V both got taken out. Anya on is still alive. Daze as well, but not looking too healthy. Kagami gets tracked, almost takes out Daze. Daze and Kagami basically both taken out there. Da Silva not looking too healthy, does get another shot in. Anya on still alive, if barely, has to be careful. There goes Da Silva, and the rest of Serenity now arriving. And they seem a bit like not certain who they're going to focus fire. No Pain No Gain is basically just there to block, wanting to avoid their teammate dying. Anya on has been taken out, but there he still goes. No Pain No Gain the preferred target now, getting absolutely shot from every single side. Spitfires. And there you go. That was quick, brutal. This is the Serenity that I expected to see in the first game. Not lost. Oh god, I need a new mouse. The focus fire is still little bit iffy, but much more decisive than we saw the other game. Vase going after the last AMX from Synergy here. And it's actually Fabon that takes him out before hugging Vase. And the game goes to Serenity. So it's 1-1. And that means we get the tiebreaker. Always a fan of tiebreakers. Less fan of them when it's only a best of 3. Because it's best of 3. But yeah. That aside. Brutal game here. And it wasn't like completely decisive either. Because it looked to be going every which way for a little bit there. But now we are heading on to Yukon. Very different map, full caps. And Synergy is quite certain what they want to drive. That is mainly the Type 71 with 113 there. And on the other side we see 5 Type 71s. Potentially a Kranwagen and a 215B, depending on what the silver ready's up in. But we still have a minute for that, so that's plenty of time. YouTube keeps telling me that it wants me to show ads. It's annoying that I can't shut that off, but there we go. Let's see. 40 seconds left to go. We see double E100s now on Serenity's side. That is a tricky thing to do, because yeah, E100s are very strong, but at the same time, I'm always like, they're a bit juicy in the face if you premo them, but at the same time these are very pro players, so they know how to angle it and I do not. Let's see. 12 seconds left to go before we go into the final match of this best of 3. And here we go. Yukon is actually a map that I quite like in randoms. Still not sure if I like it in tours though. Yeah, like with 4 bases the map is quite interesting and there's a lot of pathways and ways to go basically, but I don't know. Synergy heading towards base B with a little bit towards A. Serenity heading towards C a little bit, but mainly heading towards A, and that could be a trap. Because look at these Type 71s heading towards base C. That is tricky. They are hoping to take out one tank cheaply. Spitfire is pushing. Serenity immediately responding. Spitfires is the preferred target for sure. And he gets taken out brutally quickly. No pain, no gain. Not looking too healthy though. And we have 2 preferred targets, the 113 being the juiciest. That's the preferred target for Synergy, for Serenity, along with No Pain, No Gain, who is almost gone. There goes No Pain, No Gain. V is almost gone, but Days goes as well. Both teams are 2 guns down. And now we have a little bit of a tricky position here, because basically they are trying to protect one another, but it's also like a big cluster. Playmaker is still alive, if barely. Manages to not get hit there. Jeez. Almost gone. There's sort of like the focus fire is a bit far. Vabon takes out Niedis, probably pronouncing that all wrong. It is 3 versus 5, but there's 4 versus 3. But Playmaker is not looking too healthy. Has to be careful. Can probably still withstand a shot. Now it is 4 versus 2. Playmaker still alive somehow. And they are focusing on Kagami. It's all about protecting each other, trying to keep the guns alive. But Serenity actually has this match. Even though they were surprised. Basically, Anyon also being there saved the game here. Because that gave them that little bit of early warning. That allowed Spitfires to live a little bit longer. Playmaker actually survives this game. And Serenity is through to the upper bracket. Again, like, the games right now are generally... Let's see where we can have our brawl. And it doesn't always have to be that way, mind you. But there's this... That's something that I've noticed with the games that we've just had. It's very brawly. Let's see. Should not be for me. No. Let's have a look how this is going to go. What is happening on the other side? Raiden Phoenix is still going. It always takes a few minutes to update that, so that's also a thing. But basically in about 15 minutes we should have the next game. Because I should be stuck to Serenity here. Not entirely certain. But that means that I am going to show you a replay. And I'm going to show you a replay that was shared with me with the I shouldn't have won this. So I'm very curious to see what happens here. And after that, we will just probably wait. Let's see. Toby in the Sheridan. It's a tank, like, it's still not bad. It's just not my favorite tank. I like the camo though, it looks quite nice. Let's see. New Bay, also not one of my favorite maps. But I am very curious to see how this is going to be a I shouldn't have won this. Sheridan, of course, does big booms, very mobile, very juicy as well. And long reload time. Blind shot there. It's always a bit tricky because then you don't know, you have to reload, especially with the long reload. That can be costly. He's not spotting anyone. That probably means that the lone GD in base B will be in very big trouble very soon. Let's see. Juicy. Oh. HE shells always fly that little bit slower. And that is making that shot tricky, so he missed. They're all like in a big cluster though. There we go. T95 there. Oh my god, no sniper mode. He's lost 2 teammates so far. Let's see. Toby. Oh, nice. Oh. Woo. Oh, that was lucky. Well, spaced, but yeah. So far, he's not having the best of luck with the shots that he's got. Well, that of course goes in unaimed and while driving. There goes the Yege. Whoa. Especially at this stage, you have to make sure that all your shots count. Toby, honestly, this, not gonna lie, this is a bit frustrating to watch like this. Oof. He's only got his 60p teammate left. That helps. Oh, nice bounce. $60p bounce, and that is not going to be helpful either. But they are losing on points quite quickly here. There's the other Sheridan. Now he's just on his own. And he does kind of need to cap a base. At the same time, he also needs to use his mobility here. He did get the base, which is important. And he should reload faster than the Sherry at least. Aim, 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 aim. Oh! I'm starting to see it now. No, he cannot. He has to keep shooting, and if he can, he has to stay in the base to avoid them getting points from that. Ooh. He missed! Well, or hit the corpse. What an ending. I see what you meant with I shouldn't have won this. Wow. It didn't look to be going very badly in the beginning, to be honest. Nice. Just going to have a quick look, because I'm always a bit nervous about, like, missing a battle. Oh, Phoenix won from Raid here. 2-1, also tiebreaker. But as said, it is double elimination. All these teams still have a chance. It's only after the next matchup that we know that one team has been knocked out, and that will be either Synergy or Raid. Let's see. We've got like 8 minutes left. Yeah, not gonna start another replay. Not risking that, because I don't know how long the games will be and I don't want to miss the room or anything. So yeah, what's the weather like over there? Going to have a quick look at all of this. Still need to make my rover review. I got the footage, just haven't made the video yet. Let's see what else is there actually. Stargazer. Way too expensive, but so nice. So that's always the thing. Like in this case, I'm a big fan of the tank, but I do think it's way too expensive, so that's an issue. 274A is of course gambling, so that's an issue on its own. Nice tank, not too special though. We got the Unparalleled Platoon, which both of those tanks are just they're not horrible, but just not great either. Yeah, the STG and the Turtle. Not too big a fan of either of those either, to be honest. Small Tomb is nice. Can you tell that I'm basically just filling empty air here? So now we got all of those again. Basically, one thing, like, if you are going to spend the dough in order to get the 752, then get this bundle and not the cheaper one. Because you get the camo along with it, you get some more stuff, you get a really fun avatar. But it's kind of like, if you're already spending that much gold to get a tank, then get the, basically pimp it. Aw, Nuno, hope you're okay. Let's see. Lots and lots of crates in all shapes and forms and everything. Not much, not sure what else to show you here, to be honest. It's empty air. We can have a look at basically the only team that hasn't registered yet is EG, but we've got both BPSs, Sparta, Loka and Veil. And after tonight, we know the other two that will be here as well. I did check, by the way, last AFK didn't get a ticket, so that's something that that Tolion will have to fix for them. Let's see. In the meantime, Jack updating us a little bit on what's happening on the RU server or CIS server as well. Which is something that, to be honest, I've not followed at all. I always find it like... I missed covering multiple servers, and I will be covering multiple servers from this weekend onwards. Because from Saturday onwards I will also be covering Asia, so that they get some coverage as well. There's a room, whoop whoop. And let's not be there for another 2 minutes or so. But yeah. I do like, basically all servers have their pros and cons, and just with the way that they play, it's fun to watch. And at any given time, I like streaming to all players, because it's the pinnacle of gameplay in my opinion. I've basically repeated this every season. This is my spiel for it again. Basically, what happens is that when it's the most you can get out of the game. This is what happens if 7 players talk tactics, create tactics for different maps and different lineups and all of that. Communicate together, communicate on voice, and just play together. That's something that you can never get in randoms. Like, even if you were to do countdowns, you're usually in the same room, so that's not gonna happen either. But it's just... It's the real, true potential of the game, in my opinion. And I really like that. That's one of the reasons why I'm always basically commentating tour games. And not claiming to be pro at it. Recently saw someone describe my commentary as negative IQ callouts, and it made me laugh, to be honest, because I don't pretend to be pro, but I also don't cater to the pro players in that way. I try to base my commentary mostly on just the average player, because, like I said, I don't consider myself pro, but I think that I'm okay-ish at talking about what's going on, what needs to happen, and what has happened. And basically saying this guy is getting focused, is basically anyone can do that. And that's why I'm also not claiming to be pro. But at the same time, when the game gets really tactical and you see like these build-ups of, you know that there's going to be a push somewhere, but where will it be? And if they do it here, then it means that. And if they do it there, then it means that. Those are the games that I love. The brawly games, they're not bad, don't get me wrong. They're just less fun to commentate on, because it's more like big cluster F in the middle, person shoots person, guns are out, and people are dying. So yeah. Let's see. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. We have Serenity ready in 4 Type 71s, 1 Sheridan, and 2 Kranwagens for Oasis Palms again. And on the other side, we see 5 Type 71s, a Sheridan, and potentially a 113. They're not readied up yet, so it might still change. And we'll see what happens. I think that Serenity is choosing this lineup does mean that they have like a plan with this specific lineup. Because they are starting in the same spawn with the first game where they felt quite lost. Hey Bigfoot, hey Kaiser. Hello everyone, of course, but yeah. Some people say something special in the chat and I just want to reply to that. But like, it's currently like 28 degrees Celsius here and I'm melting. I got my balcony door open, but basically I'm on the top floor of a building in a tiny studio underneath the roof. So I've got sun on my studio pretty much the whole day, so it's freaking warm here. And I really wanted to have my fan on. And then I realized, because I checked that before I started the stream, that if I do that, you would hear it continuously, and I'm not doing that to you or to me. So no fan for me means that I'm basically just melting where I'm at right now. And it's gonna be even warmer on Thursday, so that'll be fun. But yeah. All the same though, it's still fun to do this, and I'll cool off with an ice cream or something after the stream. But Friday should be nice, and over the weekend should be really nice, so I don't mind streaming though then at all. Plus round robins are always exciting, they're fun. But here we go, 10 seconds until we go into the first of this best of 3 for the upper bracket. And after that we should immediately get the lower bracket and then the grand finals again. Because that's basically the way that they've done this. They sort of put times in the news thing, but it doesn't actually work that way because the matches follow each other instantly. The only times that are set are like the first and the upper bracket first 2. And the rest is just like whenever the other stop. It's such a nice cam, I really love it. Yo is a nice tank to pimp. So let's see. Phoenix. All Type 71s in the Yo. We have Nobeto already spotted. And you're on spotting most people there. Spitfire is losing a little bit of HP. Da Silva going very forwards here. Tricky spot there though by Spitfires. Most of Serenity is there. We have the Sheridan now. Heading towards this big nice shot onto one above all there. So they know where the Sheridan is now. And I think they're kind of hoping that, yeah, he is warning the Yo about where the Sheridan is. Oof, nice shot there. Spitfire always seems to be a little bit in that position where he either can hold nicely or he's going to get red real quickly. Thing is that if Anya On goes into the cap, they know immediately where he's at. That was a blind shot. He is going into that cap. Da Silva exchanging shots a little bit. And now we have Phoenix not quite responding, but almost responding. And Serenity is not necessarily taking the bait, but moving in. Fabon not going for the cap. They're going for the tanks. One above all, losing more HP. But they are being forced to basically split up a little bit, and now they went after Pigeon instead. There goes Da Silva. Was also in a precarious position. Spitfire is not looking too healthy. Is still alive though. But there goes Spitfires. There's a gun disadvantage for Serenity right now, and Fabon not looking healthy and was taken out as well. Playmaker gets tracked, is taken out. Junioretto gets taken out there. But it is 3 versus 4. That is 1 gun too many. And Anjan is running around. They want to go after Adrianito. And actually the oof! Anjan barely surviving this. Taking a shot from the Yo. And Adrianito is the preferred target. He's almost out here. Hugged to death in the end, but Adrianito is taken out as well. 2v2, but Anjan is almost gone. Does get another shot in. And Vase is running, wanting to give Anjan. Oof, that did not pen. And we have Imperator now going after Anya. Face helping him out. Oh! 2 versus 1, but that is a very, very healthy. Now they have to face hug and hope that it's going to be enough. He is using the rock, but there's a corpse in the way. Oh! It might not be enough. He has a rock. And the rock is mainly what he wants. He does get another shot. That bounced though. Vase, what a game you are having. Gnobeto, still alive. Vase, using the rock. Anya, relocating. Which could be very tricky. Oh my god, it's not a bounce. Vase, man of the match here for sure. What on earth was that? Amazing. What a freaking game. Face, you monster. And Anya, it's actually Hugh and not on. I'm blind. But yeah, Anya basically just that support, but also like Face pushing him out so that Anya could get those shots in it. Fantastic. Fantastic. What a game. Wow. Okay. And it kind of looked to be going like the opposite way. Literally, Face with all those bounces. Man of the match here. For sure. He's now leaving the Kranwagen behind, taking a Type 71. But the Kranwagen did save them last game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Less than a minute left to go. We see Serenity now in 6 Type 71s and 1 Sheridan. And on the other side we potentially... Oh, no, we see 5 Type 71s, an FV215B and a Sheridan. Very similar lineups. 33 seconds left to go before we go into the second match. Potential match point for Serenity here. It is a best of 3 only. But then again, if Phoenix does lose this, they are through to the lower bracket, and it's the same for Serenity. Lower bracket still has a chance for them to get back up into the grand finals. Let's see if Phoenix can grab this back. Let's see, into the match we go. Kaiser, the guy that is actually someone that I respect, that I've had nice conversations with as well. So that was, yeah, something. I don't mind it, to be honest. People are free to not like my commentary. I know that the way that I do it, the way that I use the camera, the way that I commentate, is just not for everyone. And basically there's nothing I can do about that. Phoenix heading towards the A-B area. We have Grinetto going for a spotty... Oof, got camera derp again. I need a new mouse. I figured out it's my mouse that is doing this. Grinetto. Oof. And yeah, taking a shot back as well there. But Grinetto is still alive. And taking a different position. Base A is being kept. Base B is being kept. Spitfires. Oh, big hits there. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ow. But they are going to lose the base advantage there. Base B has been capped. That does put the pressure on Serenity. Bit of a crossfire going on at base B. Fabon has to be careful though, because Norberto is not alone. Playmaker has to be careful. Face losing quite a bit of HP on the other side. Fabon also. Basically Phoenix has created a nice little bit of crossfire there. Junior Reto. Preferred target for for Days here. Who is steadily whittling him down. And there's not much they can do about it. And now we have Face moving in, taking the kill. And Norberto has basically been left alone, which basically means that Serenity can move in, takes him out with a little bit of fire to aid them. Phoenix has lost 3 guns now. I think I'm going to look at mice for my PC, for my laptop days after this. There goes Imperator, Pigeon, and one above all are left. There goes Pigeon. New hat for Playmaker here. One above all. Almost gone. And there he goes. And we end with Playmaker's new hat. And Serenity is on to the grand finals. Brutal little game here. Basically, Phoenix did seem to have this. What? No room invite? No lower bracket? Is the other one still going? Is that it? Yeah, they're still going. Okay, I cannot show you a replay in the meantime because the room invite will be up as soon as the lower bracket is done. Basically, the thing is, like, people are talking about the Type 71 being too strong and all. And that's the thing as well. Wargaming tends to release a line that is slightly too strong. At least one of the tanks, usually a tier 9 or tier 10, is a bit too strong. And Wargaming does not change that for some months. Because it means that people will grind a new line. And unless you're me, and this is my press account, but my main account is actually better stocked than this. Unless you're me, and you can free XP every line that you want, because you've got nothing left to grind, then basically people will spend gold getting crew or converting XP so that they can free XP the parts, so that they don't have to grind stock and everything. New lines are moneymakers for Wargaming. So that's why there's always a tank that is a bit too strong. And I've no doubt that at some point Type 71 will get nerfed, just like the Yo did. But it's right now, it is in Wargaming's best interest to leave it too strong. I wonder if it's going to still be this strong by the time we get like autumn season though. And I really wonder if there's going to be an offline, but that's a whole other matter. So that's also something. New lines, they're always a bit too strong. At least one of the tanks is. In this case, that's the tier 10. So it will be interesting to see how that's going to develop further and how Wargaming is going to balance tier 10 further. Because almost all tanks have been changed. Some tanks are definitely a bit too strong right now. Not all, but some. And it's not like too strong in the, oh my god, this tank is so overpowered. But it's more like, if you know what you're doing, the TVP is way too strong right now. Because the clip damage that it has and the potential that it has is just brutal. Like, if it were to meet any of the guys that we're streaming tonight in a TVP tune or whatever, I'm fairly certain that I will lose the game unless they're on my team. Let's see, we're just waiting for the lower bracket to be done. I like that it's not done yet, though. Still going. That's also a thing. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't realize that. Serenity is definitely through now. That's awesome. I was really, really hoping for that. Not like... all these teams, like, I'm hoping for that. But the thing is that I've seen Serenity EG and they had 2 matchups and they were just so epic. I would have been really happy if that were a grand final. And that's the kind of level of gameplay that I would really like to see in the top 8. So Serenity having made it makes me really, really happy. My sister actually just sent a picture, by the way, where you see, like, in the clouds, you see a phoenix, which is really funny, considering we've just streamed Phoenix. Still no games? They're long games. But they also started at the same time. Ah, that's also a thing then. No, right now we're just waiting, honestly. Don't have much to talk about. We can talk about lines and whatever, but basically, yeah, I am very glad that Wargaming made this tool, this last chance thing, because it's actually much more fair to decide who gets the last 2 spots that way. Let's see. Still no room. Are they? Okay, apparently they're nerfing the mobility of the type. -3 top speed and small engine power nerf. But still, tank is too strong. Yeah, but that's the thing. This is that Type 71 is strong for noobs. It is. And that's why people will want it and they will grind for it and they will spend money getting it. Oh god, I've actually, when I was playing Tier 10 at some point, we met several OP players in FV 405 tunes. Oh god, I got wrecked so hard. Just making sure that these are not it. Hello, I'd like a match please, or at least a room. It's actually like set. Raid beats synergies, so we're going to get... That means commiserations to Synergy because they are officially out. But it's actually like at a set time. It's not following each other immediately. This is like suddenly all different. Okay. So that means when is the grand finals then? At 35. Okay. So we got time for some replays then. Let's see, what have I got for you? I got a desktop replay from Yusuf. Let's see. Ooh, same map as the Sherry battle. The ending of this one is so funny though. Let's see. Encounter no supremacy. DevD doesn't like doesn't like supremacy. He only plays it when I force him to. Because I only like to play supremacy. Desta is one of those things, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I don't particularly love it, but I've had some matches in it that were absolutely beautiful. Oh, if he hits that. If he hits that. No, he does not. Almost. Is he still there, though? I mean, I would not risk a blind shot in a Death Star. There he is. Second chance. There we go. Brutal. My favorite tier 10 is the Spaghetti 65, honestly. And the Yo. Oh, too hasty there. I really, really like the Yo, but it kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. Recently, I've got a lot of health issues, and that can make it really hard for me to focus on anything. So there have been times where I can't concentrate. Oh, beautiful. And that means that I really, really struggle with normal games, and then I prefer to drive something heavier, because then I can at least basically get some bounces a bit more forgiving. Oof. So few shots, so much damage. Amin has been taken out. But yeah. So the Yo or the Spaghetti? I mean, the Type 71 is really nice. This is not really one of my favorite tanks. Casual 4K game so far. Be careful not to get stuck. That E75 is not going to last long. Oh, nice little bit of fire there. Now, you remember how I promised that the ending of this would be funny? It is. Because at this point, I means that on voice. More damage for you. So of course Yusuf does this. Which, I mean, he's not wrong. It was more damage for Yusuf. Oh, I find that way too funny. 6.3 casual game. 4 kills. Nice little ace there. Let's see, what else have I got for you? We've got time for one more, I think. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, I can do one more. As long as it's not too long a game. It would help if it loaded. There we go. Game in the SU 130 PM. Which is honestly a really lovely tank. It's one of those tanks that I don't give nearly enough attention. I did in the beginning. I already showed you yours though, Muto, in another stream. My least favorite tier 10 would probably be the Badger, actually. And it's not just basically... I know it's not a bad tank. I've got issues with it. I think I've got like 34% win rate in it, which, considering my actual account win rate is double that, is saying a lot with how the tank and I get along. No one there yet. Oof, nice. Cheeky little shot there. The thing with the Sioux is that you always have to be careful because you're so juicy. Of course, if they present themselves like that, they do make it easier. There we go. First thing out of the equation. Oh, beautiful. Never stare there. Now being a bit forwards, but he can get away with that easy. Let's see. He is waiting. He did get spotted there. That's an issue. They are getting in shot his way here. What on earth is he doing? That is not very hopeful. This is basically, it's not like wasting time, but it's kind of like wasting time because he's not getting any shots in. That's why I'm not good with camping sort of tactics because I'm way too impatient for that. Beautiful. He does take his first damage. Oof, that's a low roll. Takes a hit for that smasher even. Not sure what the KV5 is doing. Seems to be giving up. And now he has a nice little bit of extra armor there, but they're both one-shots, so he should have this easy. There we go. Emil is still moving. But the ice ray should have him. There we go. And their Isu was AFK, so got murdered. Beautiful game, 5.3k like that, wow. Lovely little ace. Should have a room by now, I think. No, not yet. That was a quick game. Oh, but room is about up in a minute. Let's see. Not much we can do. Talk is still in my garage. I mean, I can never have too many talks in my garage, but considering it was the battle pass for June, that's a bit long, isn't it? Ah, okay. I think that's Lando in the chat saying I started lagging halfway through the replay. I think that's when you saw the smasher, a little bit of dodgy water driving. That's probably when you lagged out then. And when I said that you were not getting any shots in. There we go. Room invite. Whoop, whoop. See, that's one thing that we need Wargaming to decide on. Because right now, for this match, there are 4 streamers, and 3 of them are English. Which, like, I would hate to miss out on any day on any stream. But at the same time, having 3 streams in the same language is not really useful. So, yeah. Hello everyone that's watching, by the way. Next matchup about to begin. And after that we still have the grand finals. But basically whoever wins this matchup is through to the top 8 as well. Basically, the grand finals are just for fun. But yeah, when it comes to favorite and least favorite tier 10s, there are a lot of tanks that I don't really drive. And it's not because they're bad, it's just because I like other tanks better. I do need to drive the Badger in order to fix my stats in it, to be fair. But yeah, tanks I don't really drive anymore, like tanks like the E100, and I don't particularly like the VKs, but that's not their fault, that's my fault, because I'm not good in rear-mounted turret tanks. And I know that that is a weakness. My best tier 10 would be hands down the Spaghetti 65, I think. Not necessarily in all the stats, but by far I play it well and it works for me, and it's basically auto reloaders are my thing. Like in tier 8, my favorite tank would be the Spaghetti 46, so that's basically they're the same tank, just different tiers and less die hard to play. So there's that as well. Also, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed, there always 3 minutes delay on the stream. That's why you hear my replies to your questions so late. So we have Raid taking 2 113s, 4 Type 71s, and a 907 full black gold fill. And Phoenix on the other side is still deciding. Let's see. I have a feeling that they're not going to take the Sheridan missile because that would literally be impossible. Oh god, can you just imagine 2 missiles here? Not a fan of that. To be fair, like, they were talking in the chat about Death Star. Really hate when you fight like man and some someone hits you from a bush, basically. But that's the thing with the Death Star. It's also the fear factor, because I find Death Stars really easy to murder. You just need to make sure to not get hit by it first, and that's always the tricky part. Like, with the new aiming system, that is harder, but before, I had great joy in just making Death Stars miss their shots on me. Just by basically wiggling. When you see a Death Star, and you see it looking at you, looking at you, and looking at you, and then you move, and then it shoots, and then it misses. Which is like the best thing. At the same time though, when you are a Death Star and you play it and you get those epic shots in, then that is also really, really good fun. It's like most of the time it doesn't quite work out like that, and that's the issue. So, Phoenix taking an Object 140, a Yo, and 5 Type 71s. Basically, the Type 71 is like the common denominator here. But Phoenix has one more. $40. But yeah, when it comes to, like, I think my favorite tanks in the game right now would be Spaghetti 46, Spaghetti 45, the Yo, and the Stargazer. The Object 752 T9. Those would be my favorite tanks right now. And then if I can add to it, that would also be the Fury and the Kenny. Not the Otsu, but the Kenny. Because actually the Otsu, the Kenny Otsu guys, has been power creeped so bad, it struggles to ban anything. It's not the Steel Clubber that it used to be. The regular Kenny is actually way, way better. And in my opinion, hands down the best tier 3 tank. Let's see. And here we go. Phoenix heading towards the middle-ish and caves. And we have Raid doing the same thing, with Messi being quick to cap. Shots are being fired, blind shots. First damage has been done on the Yo. And of course, on one above all, who dropped down. Bounce on Junioretto. Mobka in potential trouble. Oh, that bounce! He does not remain unscathed though. He is in a very precarious position. He has support, but he is in a very precarious position. Shots are being fired. I'm pretty sure Messi does really not want to be there. And Messi manages to get out of that position. Now in a cave position. Getting a little bounce there. One above all now going for the cap. Raid is pushing into the caves. Going after Pigeon. Pigeon getting murdered brutally here. But now they have to be careful because Old School is not looking too healthy. Is getting taken out quite quickly as well. And basically we've now entered the cluster F phase of the game. Where Messi is being focused on hard. Is not going to survive for long. Might still get a shot in. He does do that. But now he's going to be dead very quickly. And there he goes. But there goes one above all as well. And there goes Mobka. Alu Foley, which means aluminum foil, is not looking too healthy either. Imperator does not get to take him out. Sorry, Imperator does get to take him out, but then dies himself. There goes Falcon. 3v3. Junioretto, the preferred target for raid. Blue, of course, pretty juicy in the 113, and that's an issue on its own. Does get to take him out. Green Netto is facing off against Naro. And Gnobetto is now the last one left alive, and the first game will be for raid. And it... Basically, I'm not entirely certain if this was tactical win or more RNG and luck win, because this was just like a big brawl. And they can just push him. One or two of them will die. Probably none even. Roberto does get some bounces here. Both 113s. Murder him together there. And Raid has the first game. Casual 4k damages on both sides. Both teams also having one player doing less than 1k. I think actually Raid pushing into the corner like that, even though it also cost them a tank in turn, it kind of forced a reaction, and because they were there first, it's kind of like the skill game basically. They just got tipped it just that little bit earlier. One minute left to go, and we see Raid sticking with the lineup that they had, with the two 113s, the 907 and the 4 Type 71s. And on the other side we see 3 Type 71s, a Kranwagen, a TVP, a Yo and a Sheridan. That's going to be an interesting combination. Like I said, the TVP is quite strong right now, if it can get the shots in. It's also very, very juicy, and that's the balancing factor there. So let's see how that's going to go. "20 seconds. It is only a best of 3. So Raid is up for match point right now. If they win the next one, then they are through to the top 8 as well. But they basically still get to meet Serenity for fun. And Phoenix has to win 2 in a row for that to happen. And let's see. And that kind of puts the pressure on Phoenix here. I love that camo. It looks so nice. It looks nice on most tanks, to be honest. I've sort of been like collecting camos, and it's one of my favorite pastimes now. Do you know that though? Heading towards the middle to spot in a bush. Messi again going for the quick cap there. Might get away with it. Has to be very careful though. He's not spotted. Tim taking the first hit there. Falcon helping with a quick cap. But there we go. Both of them have been spotted though. And that means that Greenetto is now going to get base C. To not let the point advantage go up for raid too much. Tim is in a bit of a precarious position there. And basically raid is stacking their tanks a bit more in there towards their spawn to hold. They also have to be careful with Naro there. It's a position that can work really well or really badly. He's using the building to pull back and not be there anymore. And we have Phoenix stacking their tanks in their spawn aside from Junioretto. But he's a Sheridan and can get anywhere very, very quickly. Now we have Melpka heading towards base B. Might get away with it. And they kind of have to. Blind shots are being fired into it. But Melpka is not spotted and that means... No, now he is. But I don't think he's going to get decapped. No, it actually hits the rock. And that gives Phoenix the base advantage, which is going to lead to a point advantage pretty quickly. And Old School loses quite a bit of HP for it, with Phoenix having stacked their tanks like this. Very cleverly done by Phoenix here, and that gives them some breathing space. Old School losing more HP there. I think that was a blind shot because he was no longer spotted. But they have to take a base back. Now we have Falcon pushing. And they know that there's quite a few tanks there. It's not just Melpka. And Tim and Old School are not the healthiest. Raid trying to find an opening here to get an advantage somewhere, somehow. We have Blue now capping the base. Old School going to meet a TVP. That's going to be the end of Old School. Unless he magically bounces everything. But there he goes. Raid did cap the base. But we're at 850 points. They're gunned down. And now we have Tim, the preferred next target. They have to keep him safe. Because, oof, there he goes. With a bit of fire. And now base B is being recapped again. Blue is almost gone. And there he goes. But so is Melpka. It kind of goes both ways. But we're 950 points for Phoenix. And for all intents and purposes, this should be their game. Because look at the tanks and the HP just disappearing. Falcon managed to survive for another reload. But there he goes. And that gives Phoenix the game. And that means it's now 1-1. And everything is riding on the next game. The tiebreaker in this best of 3. Because basically the next game is deciding, will decide who actually gets to go into the top 8. And look at the difference in damage there. In this case, them capping base B cost Raid so much. Tim also in the beginning losing that much HP. It all came together when that push came, when they had to push. And they just lost tanks for it. We are going to Mayan Ruins. Interesting map. 1 minute and 10 seconds left before we go there. And Raid is taking an interesting lineup. With 2 113s, only 3 Type 71s and 2 AMX 50Bs. Which can work really, really well if those AMXs aren't slaughtered. And that's kind of the thing that's been happening a lot with the AMXs. The potential is there, and if it works really nicely. But it's tricky. And on the other side, we see the first 60TP arriving. Oh my god. We see 3 Type 71s, an IS-4, a 215B, and potentially 2 60TPs. That's gonna be interesting as hell, though. Neither of these teams are primarily... Well, they are still primarily leaning on the Type 71. But you know what I mean. Nine seconds. And then we get to see... Like, can you imagine their voice now? Because this is, like, intense. I've always said that, like, I don't play tours because of the stress. And matches like this is why I do not play tours. I mean, I'm not pro enough. That's another thing. But, like, I love basically streaming it. I love showcasing it. And I love commentating and all of that. But I'm very glad that I do not have the stress of having to play it. So Phoenix looks to be going towards base A in this case, a little bit towards the middle. And we have Raid heading towards B and C. NATO arriving there first, going instantly for the cap. No one seems to be there, no one seems to be in the middle. So it's actually 3 points for Raid there. All of Raid is here. Melbka might be in trouble. He is going for that cap in the IS-4. Shots are fired. But all of Phoenix is now on the other side. Stacking their tanks in the ruins. Tiny bits of damage have been done. Base B is almost capped. Raid is in trouble here. Because with Melbka being able to cap like that, they're now down a cap, and that point advantage is going to go up very quickly for Phoenix. And there's not really, they can't really cap it either. They can't steal it just like that. And that's not gonna be comfortable for them. We have the 113s in the spawn. And Melbka manages to cap that base and just get out of there without taking a single shot for it. They're not spotting each other. And Raid seems to be a bit at a loss as to what to do. We have the 113s that are holding in the ruins, but it is tricky for them to be there because, yes, they have the... Oof, the AMXs are now pushing. Base B is being stolen. I got stuck against a stupid building. And the 113s are holding. They are stealing base B. And now the 113s are being focused on. Falcon almost gone. And they are just pushing in. They're going to go for the kill. Because that is their gun advantage they cannot ignore. And now Old School is in trouble. One above all gets taken out. Imperator is not looking too healthy. There goes Old School. Oh, big hits into Tim there. He does take out Imperator, but that's still a gun down for Raid. There's still a base down as well. The AMXs are almost reloaded. Once they get their clip back, they might make all the difference, but it is tricky. Messy overexposing there, losing HP very quickly. There goes Greenetto. Base B is being taken. They need to make sure that all the shots count. Messi gets taken out. 835 points. And now the AMXs are reloading. And that makes them all the more deadly. Knobetto gets taken out. Naro is not taken out just yet. Sorry. Loses more HP. And now basically Naro is going to die. 930 points. There goes Knobeto. Base B is still for Phoenix. They're not going to make this. Basically, there's AMXs here. As much as they needed them, they also cost them the game. Blue gets ahead. But it is Phoenix that is through to the top 8 as well. Wow. Well done by Phoenix. Them getting that base is pro play by Phoenix there, but also in my opinion mistake by Raid, because I get why they were stacking their tanks like that, but at the same time base B was basically just given away like that. Melpka didn't even take a single hit for it, and I get it because they were not in a position to do anything about it, but that's also exactly why Phoenix did it like that. It was very well played by both teams, but Phoenix in this case deservedly through to the top 8. Just making sure that there is no room. What a game. So we get Serenity versus Phoenix celebratory match in about 15 minutes. Going to show you another replay somewhere. Let's see, what have I got for you? Don't think I've shown this one yet. Bob in the AMX 50B. And let's have a look. Nice camera though. All of them heading towards base A, which is generally my go-to base in this map as well. Casually capping the base. Most of them seem to be on the other side though, so that's a bit tricky. Oh, cheeky if that. Oof. Ow. He did get spotted. Basically, we're sort of like ring around the roses here. Nice, now he just needs to reload in peace. Where did that grill go? No, he's spotted, so he has to be careful because the AMX is juicy. He is going to eat a shot there. Oh, not even, never mind. Oof, and he still kills him. The thing is with Clippers is that, yes, they are so good when you can dish out the damage like that. But at the same time, it is so tricky to make sure all the shots count. Yeah, I think Kaiser just said Raid looked confused in the beginning, and I think that that's literally what cost him the game there. Cameron casually cleaning up the place. Oh, can't believe he survived that. His teammate's probably not going to survive this. Would be very surprised if he did. Because the tank is huge and that's an issue. Yeah, there he goes. If you can, use Pramo, go for the cheeks, do whatever you need to win. That's the thing. I think he just counted on it on the AMX still having 3 shots there. And there we go, last guy gone. Nice little ace there. But yeah, that was kind of sad with Raid. We've had this a few times now where some teams, they just get into a certain position and they just seem very lost. And I think that that's mainly why they lose them. Because even if you take... gonna show you one more, by the way. Muto, since you're here, I'll play yours. I did show it already, but I'm gonna show it again. Just because I can. Anyway, we saw it with EG on Rockfield. They were horribly lost for 2 games and they nearly got knocked out early on because of that. And it happens. It happens. And I always hate seeing that because it's one thing to be outplayed by a team, but if you know that just basically, it's not that you're losing, we were outplayed obviously, but like when your team is lost and not sure what to do, that costs you time, and the time costs you HP and kills and points and all of that. Basically Kaiser said, anyone to see the video of the guy who stole the M60? I think I know which one you mean. I have seen it. Oof, he's losing a lot of HP very quickly there. I think I did see the video about it at some point, but it was weird. I think he got stuck in the concrete stuff in the middle of the road at some point. Corey hiding himself a little bit too well there. But there's a bit of the Emu here that can be seen, and that's always a good thing. In the meantime, the base is being kept. The Action X is in such a good position there. That's one of the reasons I hate both that position and that tank. That's another one of those tanks. I don't enjoy driving it. I know it's a good tank. That's not basically up for discussion. It's a great tank. I just don't like it. I don't get along with it. Oh, we have a convoy arriving. Convoy just completely ignoring him. And now he might be in trouble though. KBZ at least gets taken out. Oof. 70 HP left. If you're low on HP and someone's moving to ram you, never meet them. Always back up because it will make them do less damage. Just like Muto did here. Nice. 21 HP left for our guy. Muto holding on. Barely. But holding on. Muto doesn't really want to give up his 21 HP, which I understand. Because he's like basically... It's 5 versus 3, but that doesn't mean that the game is like a given just yet. Oof, big hit there. They're easily landing a good shot on the Action X there. Now he's over the top. He's left his safe position. I can't believe that penned. Still can't believe it. And that bounced. I think he was trying to H him, but just hit the gun. And there we go. Muto survives with 21 HP. $3.5k damage. Nice game though. Probably pretty close to an ace, not gonna lie. Probably needed a bit more kills or supremacy points. And there we go. The room is up. We're out of it again. Yeah, exactly. Jack just said it. To be honest, looking back, Phoenix did a great job preventing Raid from getting Cap B, which was crucial to their win. Which is like exactly it. Which is like why Phoenix outplayed them, but at the same time, it's that being lost, unsure what to do. I think, well, no, I'm not going to go into that because I'm not a pro player. So my talking about what they could have done instead is not a good thing. But I think this went wrong like in the very beginning, because Raid didn't put their tanks in any way that they could actually make sure that B would not be kept. Because they were all pushing the C side. It was still fairly close, to be honest, but definitely Phoenix game, and deservedly so. So yeah. Now we just wait for about half a minute before we go into the room for the grand finals that are basically just for show, because both these teams are through to the top 8. On an A later on, it will be only the first place winner that is through to the top 8, so there's going to be lots and lots of pressure in the grand finals then. But not so for EU. Whew. And even though I'm happy to stream this, I'm also be happy when I can turn on my fan later on. Because, oh my god, it is so warm here. So let's see. For our first match on Middelburg. Yeah, like I said, this is just for show. We see 7 Kranwagens. And on the other side, we see like, oh, maybe Anya taking a Sherry or a Kranwagen. We're not sure. But on the other side, we see loads of Kranwagens appearing as well. I'm having an inkling that these two talked on Discord. Unless Kranwagen is now suddenly actually a mana tank on Middelburg. But I kind of doubt that. Especially when you take 7 of them. I cannot take you seriously. But honestly, this is a party. They deserve it. So let's see. All Kranwagens on one side. 2 Sherries and Kranwagens on the other side. 1 minute and a half left to go. Let's see. All 4 streamers present. See, this is what I mean. And I know Fujit and I all stream in English. Which is like, it's fine, but at the same time, having 3 streams show the same thing is a bit redundant. So that kinda has to change probably for the final stages. And we'll see who gets to stream what, I don't know. $45 left to go. And then we see this first game of this best of 3 on Middelburg. Type 71 has been left behind. No longer meta all of a sudden. God, I'm gonna be melting on Thursday. I'm gonna need ice cream. Let's see. And here we go. So many Kranwagens. No, that's nice. Let's see. Serenity heading into the hills. Imperator. Finding a few of those. Everyone will be in the hills. Will probably be a big brawl. Imperator having lost quite a bit of HP there. So did Liberté. Liberty? Liberté! No, it's Liberté. It's a song. Is he going to get the cap there? He actually is. More people have been spotted. I do not expect these matches to be like serious though. Like serious enough to be actual matches. Not serious enough that they're really trying and die-harding it. Day's in a bit of a precarious position there. Especially now with Eric pushing in the middle. Days is going to be deleted soon. There he goes. And now we have Anya pushing at the back. And there goes Liberté. Eric next in line. Gets murdered. You take one of ours, we'll take 2 of yours. But now Vase is not looking too healthy either. Barely surviving. Can't believe he's still alive. And no, never mind, he's not anymore. Pigeon gets taken out as well. It's the battle of the Kranwagens. Venu gets taken out as well. They're shooting different targets because why not? One above all. Dueling. Waiting to reload the shots. Imperator gets taken out. Adrianito not looking too healthy. Spitfire is almost fully reloaded. There he goes. There goes Junioretto. Fabon trying to... Oof, no, does not manage to keep Adrianito safe. And there we go. 4 survivors, 4 Serenity there. And they have the first match. And that was definitely an interesting first game. I wonder what they're going to... Spitfire's taking the mouse, just as Eric said. Oh god. Are we going to see like loads of mice now? They're definitely having a laugh here, but that's honestly, it's fine. long as they are still playing like normal. And there we go. Lots and lots of mice for my mouse team. Spitfires is in the mouse. The rest is not though. This is this is gonna be interesting as well. $32 left to go. We see 1 Type 71 and 6 mice on one side. And on the other side, we see 3 Type 71s, an STB, a 907, a mouse. No, do take that mouse. Yeah, he does. Okay. And an FE 4202. So that's... Oh my god. And here we go. Potential match point for Serenity. But both these teams are through to the top 8. Let's see. Let's go. I have a feeling God, Cleopatra actually spawned in the hills. All those juicy mice heading into town. And it's actually a mouse that gets the first shot in. Fabon losing a bit of HP there. Base C is being taken. And he's just like side scraping well there. Base A being taken as well. Knobeto is being set upon. So many bounces though. Oh dear lord, poor guy. I mean, he is still going to die because there's like 4 guns there that are brutally murdering him. Days in the town is also being murdered. Days is still alive. Spitfire is also being murdered on the other. Big hit into Liberté there. Liberté also got salt and fire by the looks of it. Adrianito arriving to help safeguard Days. And on the other side, we see One Above All bouncing on Spitfires there. Liberté does still get a shot in though. And there he goes. And there goes Days. Adrianito now the next target. There goes Spitfires. One Above All. Not looking too healthy. He's going to get... Oof, no, gets a bounce on his bum. But still gets taken out. Playmaker not looking too healthy here. Goes behind the building. Adrianito has been taken out. It is 4 versus 4. Ooh, that bounce. And again, STB bounces on the rear. We have Anya on in the hill, still getting shots in. Juniorito moving in. Fabon not looking too healthy. Juniorito just literally blocking him, making it impossible for him to get anywhere. They are trying to take out Eric. And he does get taken out. It is 4 versus 2. Imperator being circled here. Fabon somehow still alive. No idea how that happened. There goes Imperator. And Ginioretto is the last one alive. Serenity should, in all honesty, have this match. Set upon by many guns. And there he goes. Takes his head off. And Serenity wins the grand finals of today. What a game. But massive congratulations to both Serenity and Phoenix, and commiserations to Synergy and Raid. This was definitely a fun evening. I'm very glad, very glad that Wargaming did this. And that we have our top 8 now for the EU server. So to go over that again, the top 8 that we have is BPS, Sparta, Loka, Veil, EG, Serenity and Phoenix. So that's going to be great fun. In 2 days, we're going to start with, on Thursday, with the round robins. And like I said, that's going to be loads of fun. So that's it for me for now. I will be back on Thursday to stream that to stream the round robins. Hope to see you guys then. Wishing you all a very lovely evening. That's it for me for now, and I wish you all a good evening. Bye bye.